Chat, is this for real? We bring the boom! 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 Boom!
We finally did it.
We got gamer snacks.
On junk Foodz, we got gamer snacks.
Granted, it's not many.
But it's still
It
something.
counts. It counts.
Because that means I can just fill the time by yapping about Street Fighter.
Yeah, because I don't know a whole lot about Street Fighter. So that means he can just talk.
I can
forever.
lore dump. And you
You
can
can
be
lore dump. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna have you do that. We're gonna because these are all different flavors of things.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you if the flavor of the particular snack fits the character.
Oh God, you're so smart. Jesus.
We'll see how that goes.
Okay.
Whoa, hey, it's me, Howard, from the future, using my epic avatar head from the hit show, The Three Meetups, which you should totally watch. Okay, now we filmed this episode, and literally after we recorded this, I realized you all might not know what Street Fighter is. So here I am with an easy crash course into the series, okay? Okay, cool, wonderful. You can't skip this. Nope, you're gonna watch it, and you're gonna sit down, and you're gonna have a fantastic time because you have no idea what this is, and just assume I'm right on everything, okay? Perfect. Street Fighter is a fighting game series that's world famous that started in 1987 for the arcades, with the main focus being on the developers making a game that's like completely based on those final bosses from like all the arcade like beat 'em ups that you'd see. So like whenever you got to the end of the level and like the beat 'em ups, and you'd have like the big dude that takes like 37 hours to beat in like 5 year quarters. Yeah, no, he wanted to make a game completely on that, okay? And that's the main gist. The plot stars two young martial artists, Ryu and Ken Masters, fighting a bunch of world-famous martial artists across the world, and this game sucked, and it didn't catch on, other than the fact that it was well-liked in the arcades in Japan, which is good enough for the developer Capcom, at least, because that is enough for a sequel. Behold, and here comes the game that kicks off the whole entire fighting game genre with Street Fighter 2. You play as a world warrior and fight multiple characters who are also across the world with cool special moves and connect multiple hits to do combos against the sole player that you're fighting against. That may sound basic, but this was the first big game to do it, which is kind of wild that this is the first game to have combos, but you have to win 2 rounds against the other player, and then ta-da, you win the match. And most of the characters here are iconic, with characters like M. Bison, Chun-Li, Zangief, Guile, Cammy, Akuma, and so many more. The ones I chose here have been in like a bunch of other games, movies, TVs, and a lot of these characters hold records. Like Chun-Li being the first recognizable female fighting game character and is one of the most iconic women in the medium, to the point where she has cameos in movies like Wreck-It Ralph and dressed up as her for a fight in a scene in City Hunter where like he actually did do the moves, which is really funny scene. Very top 10 Jackie Chan scenes right there. We have Guile, who has one of the most iconic themes in video game history and is based off a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure character called Polnareff. Ken and Ryu have appeared in so many other games based on these designs here with their cool little gis. They've been in games, both of them have been in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Ken will be a playable character in the new King of Fighters game titled Fatal Fury: City of Wolves. And Ryu, being the series' main protagonist, is in a lot more games, including a Power Rangers fighting game. He's in every single Capcom crossover fighting game, including Marvel vs. Capcom. See, look, on screen, there's a picture of him fighting Wolverine, because that's cool. There's E. Honda as well, a sumo wrestler who he's notable for being played by local Melrose High alumni John Snyder since 2009 onward. Zangief, who has actually had a speaking role also in Wreck-It Ralph in the first 5 minutes at that like villain AA meeting scene that Ralph goes to. He's not an actual villain of the game. The director just hated fighting him in the game, so that's why he's there. M. Bison, who was most famously played by Raul Julia in his final film role of the Street Fighter movie. And he mainly took that role as his kids liked Street Fighter, and he wanted to be in a movie he could watch with his kids. And while that is a sad fact, it's also the only reason you should ever watch that movie, because he stole the show with that.
Of course!
They added more characters in Street Fighter 2 in later releases, because they keep updating the game. Every like year or so, they would have like another one on the market. and this included characters such as DJ, Cammy, and Akuma, who are all part of the iconic video game roster, as everyone likes every one of these characters. The game got a sequel called Street Fighter 3 No Duh, which, while being a great game, was panned because they didn't have most of the characters from 2, opting for a new cast, with Alex being the main character. And when I mean people were mad, I mean they were genuinely mad you could not play as Chun-Li, which is really funny. This game also released a bunch more times, where they slowly added more characters, with the third release being called Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, and it's seen as one of the greatest fighting games of all time. There's also the series Alpha, which I think is a prequel to show Shadowloo's plans with Bison to have him live forever, but I don't know, I never really played it. The main character's name is Nash, but he dies at the end. And it's not really a spoiler because he comes back as a zombie in 5, and I don't really know why. He's just cool though. He's chill, I guess. I don't know. Then we get to Street Fighter 4 in 2008, a game that was also panned as they didn't have the full cast of Street Fighter 2 and enough people from 3 either. But it got enough updates over the course of 5 years to make its mark on the scene, since there was plenty of competition at the time. It did sell super well and sold almost 10 million copies, which makes it the second highest selling Street Fighter game in the series, with 6 slowly catching up. The main issue is that most of the new characters people didn't really like. I'm looking at you, Abel, the main character of Street Fighter 4 no one remembers. I'm looking at you, Sea Viper, the main villain everyone forgot. We then get to Street Fighter V in 2016, which was a PS4 exclusive, since, fun fact, making fighting games actually a little hard. So Sony bought the game already in development, primarily to get all the esports money and so that they didn't actually have to make a fighting game. But because of that, they also barely advertised it. The game didn't launch that well and didn't do that well on launch either, but with enough DLC support and DLC costumes, it made it last the whole entire PS4 lifecycle, which is amazing. Which then we get to the reason why we're all here, which is Street Fighter 6 in 2023, a game that had universal acclaim on launch, with a bunch of modes like an actual story mode, which you can create your own character and interact with the cast in a giant open 3D world. New characters that people actually liked, along with the whole cast of Street Fighter 2 on launch. There was also 2 successful years of DLC, which is the game's actual current main criticism, as there's barely any, but they added back classic characters such as Akuma, Rashid, and Elena back into the game, and they added, for the first time, a real crossover with King of Fighters, putting characters in that series into the game, along with having actual canon events happen. So that's cool. But Terry and Mai Shiranui are in the game, which is awesome. And they just announced the 3rd year of DLC to bring back Sagat, Sea Viper, Alex, and Ingrid, which is a character from a canceled 3D Street Fighter game from like 20 years ago. And all of this was announced via the wrestler Kenny Omega cosplaying as them, which maybe they should add Kenny Omega as a fighter. I don't really know. I only bring this up because all the designs and the food that we're about to eat are from Street Fighter 6, which is why Ken goes from looking like a guy in a gi to a homeless bum. All right, cool. All right, we're done. All right, I'm out. Okay. I don't know how to transition out of this.
I'm what they call the business filling.
We should start, I guess we could do it just in a line, right?
Okay, well, so the thing is, we have the Zangief chips, those are spicy, and the Jerry chips, which are double spicy. So do we want to start at the top and go down, or do we want to ramp up?
That's a good question. I mean, we could start with Zangief.
Okay.
All right. So let's see. These are Zangief potato chips, spicy hot pot flavor. All right.
It's gonna be a pain to open those, just so you know.
Oh yeah. Yep. I can. I feel it.
Yeah,
I didn't even need to put in the effort. I just felt the vibes were. Oh wow. Okay. Never mind. I'm just a buffoon. I'm sorry.
It's okay. So these ones I have actually tried.
Okay.
They're delicious, and I'm happy to have more.
Okay. All right. Oh, hold on. All right. So we got a chip.
We got a chip.
We gotta tip the chip.
We gotta tip the chip.
The iconic
Can't
chip.
forget to dip the chip to the chip.
Yep. Tip the chip.
Yeah. Oh, it's good.
Oh, these are good.
It's very good. It's very pleasant, right?
Yeah.
I've never had hot pot, so I don't know like what to compare this to.
Oh yeah, no. It tastes like a lot of tastes like beef and spicy vegetables, you know? So I guess that means we have to talk about Zangief. So yeah,
Does this fit with Zangief as a character? These
The issue is kind of no. He's Russian. He's a Russian guy. You know,
and hot pot is an Asian dish.
E Honda would have been a better choice because he's like a sumo wrestler. Zangief's from Russia. I mean, he's one of the original warriors. He's like the guy from Street Fighter 2. So I understand why we would be using Zangief, right? You know, he's a big buff guy. He dances with bears.
Okay.
He literally punches. His gimmick was that he punches fireballs. He's a counter to projectiles, so he's a grappler. So basically, everyone's like, "Oh, Hadouken!" He can just punch it because he's manly. He's awesome, right? He's cool. You know.
I mean, for God's sake, look at him on there. That's a manly man right there. Look at that.
No, Zangief's really cool. And you know, I'm not the best at grapplers, so that's not my thing. But yeah, no, these are fantastic. I gotta stop eating these.
We're gonna finish this whole bag if we're not careful.
So this was like, what would you do? 3 out of 5? Hey, that's an easy 4.
Easy.
High 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
Those are really good. Really, really good.
Yeah. All right. Now what?
Now the question is, do we wash it down or do we keep going?
I think we wash it down because I know the popcorn is a sweet flavor rather than a savory.
All right, so these are soda passion fruit flavors. So this one's Ken.
This is
one's
Ryu.
Ryu.
They're the exact same flavor, but it's just I'm not swapping spit with him, so
Yeah, because he's a coward who doesn't like doing hot things, like hot girl.
I'm on camera.
So the funny thing is maybe Ryu, I feel like, is passion fruit.
Okay.
But not Ken.
It's very fragrant.
Oh, whoa.
It's a very strong scent of passion fruit. Goodness.
Okay, all right, that's very scented. All right.
I mean, I like passion fruit stuff.
Cheers. It's all right.
Not as carbonated as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I'm just not the biggest passion fruit guy, but
That's fair.
It's all right. It's all right. You know, it's a nice level of tartness. It's pretty good. I mean, it's nothing too fancy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay. It's like, you know, a very low 3 out of 5, maybe a 2.
It's good, but it's like nothing special.
Yeah, it's nothing special. Which is funny because it's the main 2 characters. These are the 2 guys who are in every single game. Except, I think maybe 3 didn't have Ryu in the base roster. I forget. Because 3, they tried to make a new protagonist with, what's his name? Was it Abel? I forget. But Ryu and Akuma, I think they were added later. But And Ken, I don't feel like it works well because in the first game, Ken and Ryu, they were like, you know, the buddies, the anime rivals. And then the more games they made, the more they made Ken like Ken's like a billionaire. He's homeless.
Yeah.
He is in the mountains. This man's Mr. McMahon in his McMillian mansion. And I think Street Fighter 5, his company went under, so to protect his kids, Ken just kind of like hid and was like, yeah, I'm just gonna hide, lay low, and be just kind of homeless so my family's safe. So like you find him in a he's like a construction guy. Ryu's still homeless.
Yeah.
To the point where I think he has this very awful second costume, which is just him in a bunch of mismatched, like he has like a Letterman jacket and like sweats and sandals. And the lore behind it is that E Honda and like Chun-Li basically call him on the mountain and go, Ryu, get down here, we're going shopping. When was the last time you bathed? And they forcibly make Ryu hang out with them, and it's just clothes they bought for him.
All right.
So it's like 3, because like he's training now. He's like, he has nothing to do in the Street Fighter 6 lore. Ken's more important. Also, Ken's a higher tier. Ken's fun to play as. But also, fun fact, Ken from Street Fighter 4 to about 5 is actually voiced by the guy who does Dante from Devil May Cry.
Oh.
They've changed his voice actor. And Ryu was, I think, played by Kyle Hebert, which is the guy who does Gohan in Dragon Ball Z. He was Ryu.
Nice.
Chun-Li used to be Laura Bailey, but we'll get to her in just a second. I don't think it's her anymore.
All right, so we're going Chun-Li or Jury?
Oh, this is a really good question. I think Chun-Li. So
Chun-Li. All
Chun-Li.
right.
So
All right, so I'm gonna use my.
yeah,
my
use
drink
the soda.
Actually, no. I'll use my water cup. That way, I can still drink the soda if need be.
Yeah,
So this is popcorn. These are not chips.
yeah.
And they're Ovaltine flavor.
What is Ovaltine?
That's the thing. I've heard of Ovaltine. I do not know what it is.
Chad, I'm looking at
I've always
Ovaltine.
assumed it was a medicinal thing,
Medicinal
but then I wouldn't know why they would make popcorn flavored after it.
Ovaltine. Ovaltine. Hold on. Can I see how it's spelled real quick?
Yeah.
Oh. This is chocolate malt flavored powder drink mix.
So
That
it's
is-
like Nesquik.
Yes.
Okay.
Made in Swiss in 1904.
There's a thing here.
Yeah, so it's just. So it's chocolate.
I'm not really getting much of a fragrance on these.
It's like a very subtle, like candy corn?
Yes. Yeah, it just looks like kind of caramel corny.
Yeah. All right, we can try this.
Are we gonna
No,
tip these?
no, it's not a
Okay.
chip.
It's not a chip. You're right. You're right.
All right. Oh, Chun-Li, why'd you have to do this to me? This is mid.
Yeah.
It doesn't even taste like anything.
Yeah. It just tastes like sugar.
Okay, that's trash.
It tastes like worse. Not even
more.
caramel corn. You would think it would be caramel corn because it's got the coating, but it just tastes like worse kettle corn.
Also, I'm gonna be mean here. Do you remember how much this was?
No.
Okay. There's nothing.
Yeah, there's not a lot in there.
There's nothing in this bag.
There's really not a lot
It
in there.
is essentially like this is worse than a Lay's potato chip bag.
Yeah.
This
There's-
is
I'm
easily a
getting,
2 out
like,
of 10.
The most.
I'm sorry, 5. 2 out of 5.
Yeah, I was gonna say 2
Is this
as well.
thing expired?
I'm getting the most subtlest hint of chocolate flavor at the very, very end.
Yeah.
Like way after I've swallowed it. Like when you're just kind of like clearing out the other bits from your mouth. That's where I'm getting that flavor.
And I will be honest, I can see popcorn as a thing Chun-Li eats. I don't remember if she has really big of a sweet tooth. It's never really said a lot in the story. It doesn't really match the vibes.
Yeah, I'm not loving this.
If anything, I would expect her to have the hot pot chip.
Here, do you want the desiccant?
Yeah,
The
thanks.
stuff you're not supposed to eat? No!
Oh. But how am I supposed to rate it if I can't eat it?
You know what? Good point. Go for it and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's just whatever.
Yeah, getting a 2.
It's 2. It's not good. Which sucks, because Chun-Li is awesome. Chun-Li is cool. She's been around forever. She's part of Street Fighter 2's roster. She was the first woman in the series, fun fact. Everyone actually thinks this, but Cammy was originally not in the original Street Fighter 2.
That's right.
She was one of the last characters added with, I think, Akuma. And the last version of Street Fighter 2, before they, in the original run, but I think now technically the last character is Violent Ken, when they ported the game to the Switch.
Okay.
But yeah, so she is the first, I actually don't even, she might have even been the first woman fighting game character.
Well, maybe.
Maybe, I forget off the top of my head. But yeah, no, Chun-Li's important, so making this mid thing
It's pretty
is a
disingenuous. Yes,
Oh yeah. Especially, the funny thing is she does actually have a ginormous role in Street Fighter 6, like the
okay.
plot. Like she's like the first, you meet Luke, which I love Luke. Luke's great. And then I think the second master you get is Chun-Li, and you help her around the city because she's like teaching people how to do like Taekwondo. Because she's like, I don't know, 30, 40 or something.
Yeah.
The timeline in Street Fighter 6 is not clear at all. I know it's supposed to be like after Third Strike. I forget. Yeah, that's just
Yeah, that was disappointing.
mid.
Oh well.
Mid.
All right, well, hopefully Jury can take us home.
All right, Jury. Now there's actually a. All right, so what is this?
These are double spicy cheese flavor.
Okay. So there's actually a lot of funny history with this character.
Okay.
So in Street Fighter 4, right, the game that she's from, she's not from it.
Okay.
The base character. What does it smell like? What do we got for a smell test?
It smells like typical cheese chips to me.
Oh, it does. So the character they pushed was a character called Crimson Viper. It was a woman. She was part of the bad guys team, right? They pushed her in everything. There was a Street Fighter 4 movie. She was the main villain. Marvel vs. Capcom 3, who was the new Street Fighter rep? It was her. Issue, no one cares.
Okay.
At all. No one cared. But in Super Street Fighter 4, when they did the first edition to add like new characters, someone asked, hey, can you have this specific fighting style of South Korea in the game? There hasn't been one. There's been a lot of South Korean characters, but there hasn't been this fighting style. So they went, okay, and Juri was made. And Juri instantly became the fan favorite character.
Oh, okay.
So she was immediately first wave of DLC in Street Fighter 5. She was base game in Street Fighter 6. And Crimson Viper has not been seen since.
Damn.
Like they
Completely forgotten.
she's the rival to Chun-Li too. Right? And the funny thing is, this is probably the first snack where I'm in 100% agreement.
Okay.
Because
it's just based on the flavor itself.
Yeah, I don't even
Before
need
you even
to
try it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. All right, tip the chip.
The chip, double spicy cheese.
All right, hold on. There's no way.
I'm not getting a lot of spice. The Zangief ones I think were spicy, spicier.
Yeah, the Zangief ones were spicy. This is what?
This is double spicy. This is zero spicy. What are you talking about?
What do you mean double? So hold on, we're gonna pig out on camera. Sorry. It's not spicy.
There's literally no spice.
There's no way.
What is happening here?
No way.
There's peppers on the packaging.
Yeah. Hold on. Look at this. I'm not going crazy. Hold on. Look at this thing. There's peppers right here. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. There's peppers.
It says 2 times spicy. I don't know how well you can see that. 2 times spicy.
2 times.
There's no spicy. Bring those Zangief chips over here.
Hey, hold on.
Let's compare and contrast here.
This is literally BS.
We got to do some experimentation here.
There's no way. This is inherently more spicy.
Right off the bat, there's spice.
What? What happened here? This is ridiculous.
They're not bad.
Yeah, they're okay, but it's just not spicy.
Yeah. I had such high hopes for this one too.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, those Zangief chips were so good. I bet the Jury ones are gonna be even better.
Yeah. Because I like spicy chips. Spicy chips are great.
They're the best.
No,
There's just nothing there.
that sucks.
Also, there's not much of a cheese flavor either.
Yeah, I don't even know what it's trying to be.
I don't
That's
know.
the thing. That's the issue.
Let's see, what's in here? Chili powder, cheddar cheese. Chili powder becomes before cheddar cheese, which is good when it's double spicy.
Oh, see, here's the issue. It's sunset yellow. That's what it is. That's probably it. And the calcium powder. Salt flavoring agent, thank you.
What's the flavoring agent?
I don't know. Coconut powder, that's interesting. Very weird. Now, what I was gonna say is Jury's funny because Jury's also a villain
Keep
character.
eating because like I'm hungry too.
Jury's also a villain character. Like she worked for, I think it was Seth. Like Seth kind of groomed her to be like an evil person. Like took out her eye and replaced it with like some ancient kung fu thing called the Feng Shui engine. And then once Seth's out of the picture, she's just kind of like a roaming bounty hunter. But the reason I say it fits is because one of her costumes in Street Fighter 6, and they explained this, is her in a onesie with like her hair messed up and like just her chilling. Is like, yeah, I kind of imagine her at home just watching TV, eating junk food before she goes out and does a job. So like,
basically anything, they could have done anything for this and it would have
yes.
Okay.
And the spiciness kind of helps because her personality is, it is, like a spicy, she's...
Assuming these were actually spicy.
Yeah, assuming they're spicy, but it's not. It's just like the one thing that's like perfect, and they messed it up.
They fucked it up. My God. So what are we thinking? Like a 3? Because it's not bad.
Yeah,
it's just
it's like a
inoffensive.
3.
Just like the drinks, it's just inoffensive.
The Zangief Hot
Stick
Pot
your
ones
my
are like
dots on
the
the
star here. These are the
Those
stars.
are so good.
These are so
Give me
good.
those.
Chat, the end of the
Oh, God.
episode is just ASMR of us eating these chips.
Yeah, hold on. Is there like a... Here, I'll do this right by my mic.
Right.
How did that sound? I'm getting thumbs up. That's good.
No, Dave, you gotta stop. This is for our Patreon.
Ah, shoot.
You gotta hide the ASMR on Patreon. Visit us at patreon.com/something. I don't know.
Slash DCM chips.
Yeah, DCM chip
There we go.
ASMR. Yeah. I'm sorry. Sorry about that.
Oh, well, that's all we had. There wasn't a whole lot.
Yeah, it was 5. I mean, we did a pretty solid amount.
Yeah.
Did a pretty solid amount.
I wish we had more Street Fighter snacks.
Yeah, but I can give you one last thing of Street Fighter lore.
Okay.
Akuma is 100. I said this. Akuma is 100% canon in Tekken.
Oh.
Like he's integrated in the plot of Tekken 7, and I don't mean like it's like multiverses thing where it pops up. No, it's the plot of Tekken 7. I remember correctly is Heihachi's fighting Kazuya again, right? Because that's the plot. After the great Mishima War, right? The world is rebuilding. The Zaibatsu, they're rebuilding, and Heihachi's like, all right, I'm gonna go kill my kids again, because for funsies. And then he gets a cutscene from he gets a memory of his wife. It's like, don't ever get in the path of the demon. He's like, oh, he means Kazuya, because Kazuya can turn into a devil, right? No, she meant Akuma.
Oh.
And Akuma just shows up saying like, I want to fight people.
Yeah.
And he's not like, oh, haha, this is a one-time. No, it is a wandering threat that the government has to. They're constantly trying to track where Akuma is, because Akuma just shows up at the worst times to throw hands to be with people till the death. And he's so,
Relatable.
like he's in the lore. It's like he is the demon in lore.
Goodness.
And then he just kind of dips. It's great. So there you go. So he is 100% canon
Nice.
in the Tekken universe. They don't explain how he leaves, by the way. I think there's spoiler alert on Tekken 7. There's just a point where there's an orbital strike from a laser, and everyone survives. But they couldn't find Akuma because he was in the blast. But they couldn't find the body either. So they just don't know where he went. So he could just be wandering in Tekken still. And no one knows. So there you go. There's your Street Fighter fun facts.
So you guys got ASMR, you got snack reviews, and lore videos.
This
all
is
in one.
This is like our best episode of Junk
It really
Foods.
is.
I don't know what else do you want.
We gotta find more themed, like specific IP snacks so we can keep doing this.
Oh, that's so true. So tune in next time for our Minecraft episode. We're gonna do all Minecraft snacks, Minecraft gummies, Minecraft Pringles, and lava chicken.
And then you put in the. Actually, you'll probably get DMCA strike for that if we do that. Never mind.
Probably. I'll just go like I'll just.
Flint and steel.